Hi guys, welcome back to another video and back at the training pitch. What a shock, I know. Today I'm joined again with Big O, aka Omar. So we're going to get another session in. Hopefully we're going to be training together pretty regularly, at least once a week or something. So I'll try and film all the sessions if I possibly can. And it's always good to train with a partner. You can definitely work on things that are difficult to train individually, your passing and receiving, which are absolute fundamentals of the game. You can never get too good at the basics, so that's what we're going to be doing today. I take all my drills from inspiration that I see other players doing, and the good thing about things like Instagram and stuff like that, you get an insight into what top level clubs are doing. So make sure you're following these top level pro club accounts. Sometimes they'll share their training drills with you. So it's going to be a really good session today, but first things first, we're going to get warmed up. So I know I'm going to show my warm-up once again, and there's nothing interesting about it, but I will show it pretty much every single time because I want to remind you guys how important it really is to warm up, especially for avoiding injuries. That's the main purpose of a warm-up, is to ease those muscles into exercise, get the blood flowing around the body so it can transport oxygen and all the nutrients you need for your muscles to work effectively, but it's also going to boost your performance in your training session as well. If your muscles are more fired up, you're going to be more explosive and be able to be sharper during the actual training activities. So after about 10 minutes of dynamic stretches and jogging back and forth to get our body physically prepared, we then moved into our first technical portion of the warm-up. So all we're doing is just doing some simple passes back and forth with some checking movements as well. So challenging both physically and mentally, but this is a great one to do at the start of the session. Really sets the tone and gets you ready to take on some more intense activity as well. So all we're doing is doing some passing combinations in between those two cones. You'll probably have to watch this a few times to get the pattern down, but I'll try and walk you through it step by step. So we start in between the cones, we check two, receive a pass, then we continue our run to receive another pass close, then we back it up, take a touch directionally either side, and then we repeat the first pattern again, so one long pass, one short pass, and then we go out to the other side, then we return to the middle, receive another longer pass, and then close in for a short pass, and then we turn. So it's very quick. You're going to have to think about this one. It will take a little bit of practice before you can do it fluently, but once you get in a rhythm with it, it's very good. Really good drill for working on those short, sharp movements, passing, working on the weight of the ball. So especially if you're a central midfielder, this is going to benefit you so much because you're always checking in and out of the spaces, just those short movements to create an extra yard of space, and those one-time passes are really going to make you an effective central midfielder. Then we moved into another passing drill, this time using a wall. I really love this one because after you do it continuously, it's a real blower. You're going to be burning after a while, and it works on your one-touch passing. So what you're doing is playing a pass into the wall, following it, returning with another one-touch pass, then dummying it to your partner, and then doing the exact same thing. So you're trying to see how long you can go for. I'm not sure exactly how long we went for, but we managed to get a few combinations in there. And after a while, as you get more tired, more fatigued, it becomes a lot more challenging. But that's what we're trying to build that endurance, not only physically, but mentally as well. The game of football is not only a physical battle, but you need to be mentally sharp all the way through until the 90th minute. Because if you start to lose focus, that's when mistakes start to creep in, and that can end up giving away goals. So we're really trying to keep good quality in our touches, even when our legs are starting to fatigue. So we went for a while now. I don't need to commentate the rest of this drill. I'll just let you guys watch. But make sure you try this one out with a partner. It's an excellent one for working on your checking movement and your one-touch passing. There we go. Woo! That was a round and a half. Yeah. So after doing that one, we were a bit fatigued, so we moved into a long passing drill just to let the legs rest for a little bit, but still working on something technical. So all we're doing is we're checking towards the ball, receiving it just at the edge of the center circle. As you can see, that curved line, that's the edge of the circle, taking one touch out of our feet and then just clipping it into the goal. So trying to get a good backspin technique, loft it up in the air. This is not a shooting technique. As you can see, I'm really leaning back, just floating it towards that goal, trying to get it as accurate as possible, trying to make it land just below the crossbar if I possibly can. So we went through, I think it was 8 balls each, and then Omar got a few reps in as well. So the key with this drill is that first touch. That first touch is so important to set you up for that long pass. If your first touch is too tight to the feet, you're just going to get caught underneath you. You're not going to be able to generate enough power or enough distance on that pass. It's just going to hold up in the air. As you'll see with both of us, we both have a couple of bad first touches, and you'll see that in the passes that we tried to make. We're either just trying to dig it really out of the ground and it's just not effective. Also on the flip side as well, if your touch is too far out of your feet, another defender's just going to come in and intercept it. So you're trying to make the perfect balance between just getting it out your feet, but not so far that it goes straight to the other team. So then we moved on into the left foot now. So receiving the ball, trying to open it up with our left foot, the inside of the foot, and then just clipping it towards that goal once again. It's really important to be effective on both feet. You don't want to be limited in a match to only being able to pass a ball long and short with your dominant foot. As you can see with that one, that was a bad first touch, which is why I wasn't able to get that pass off. The first touch is absolutely the key element in a successful pass. And then you're just clipping in, trying to get a good contact on the ball. If you can put a lot of backspin on your passes, it's just going to be so much easier for your teammate to control. And that's the key with any passing technique that you use. The goal is to make it as easy as possible for your teammate to control. If you're smashing it in the same way you would with a shot, or if it's knuckling or something like that and it's really impossible for them to control, even if it's going directly towards them, if it's not got a nice bit of backspin on them, you're just making it difficult for them and you're not helping your team at all by playing these types of balls. So just work on that clipping technique, getting as much backspin as you possibly can on the ball so it really floats in and they can just take it out of the air. So I don't mean to call Omar out here, but just look at these last 3 touches. He won't mind me sharing this with you because it's going to help you improve. So learn from his mistakes here. What he's doing is he's just not getting that first touch out of his feet, which makes it very awkward when striking the ball. He would have to take a 3rd touch if he wanted to successfully get that pass off, but we were doing it in 2 touches if possible. Then we moved into our final drill, so it's another passing and receiving one. This time we added a bit of a finishing element to it, just to keep it a bit more stimulating. So what we're doing is just passing backwards and forwards, so 1 touch passing, and then the second time we receive the ball, we take 2 touches directionally across that cone, and then continuing, and then that final touch across the cone, we're setting ourselves up for a shot. So we're taking a slightly more heavier touch, just so we can come onto it first time and finish it. So as you can see with that touch, it's out my feet so I can come onto it and swing my leg through it. So this is a nice short, sharp one. We didn't have time to work on both of us this time. Omar had to leave, but I got some finishing as well. It's very important for me to stay on top of my finishing as I am a more attacking player. So trying to get shots in every training session is going to be important. So for this one, we went through all the balls and we probably did 4 sets in total. So we did 4 sets of each drill. So as you can see, not many drills, but we're getting so many touches in all of them. So over the session, getting hundreds and hundreds of touches in a practical way that are going to really apply to the match. As you can see there, we're starting to get fatigued now, so some of the quality of the passing is just kind of fading a little bit, but stay with it, even like that one. Deal with it and try and keep the drill going, because that's what's going to happen in a match. It's not always going to be perfect, but you don't stop, you don't quit, you just make the most of that ball. Even if it's a bad pass sometimes, you can still have a good first touch and redeem possession. As you can see, the pace of this drill starts to decrease as well. The legs are getting very heavy at this point. Just these shuffling movements back and forth and all these one-touch passing, if you do them over and over again, you'll start to feel the fatigue. The legs really start to burn. But that's what we're trying to do, build that endurance so that even in the 80th, 90th minute, the quality of pass is still there. Alright, so just got done training with Omar. Really good session. Omar had to get back to work, but really enjoyed that. and lots of good functional exercises there that are going to really apply to the match. Those really short, sharp drills, even though they don't look like they're very intense, trust me, when you're doing it continuously like that, it's a real burner. So make sure you give those a go, find yourself a training partner, get one of your friends to go through some of those drills, and you'll see exactly what I mean. But those movements are really essential for the game of football. When you're just checking those small movements from side to side, that's just going to give you that split extra second that's going to make the difference in a match, checking into the space like that. So always staying on your toes, light on your feet, so you can play one-touch passes back and forth. You're going to become such a better player doing these types of drills as often as possible. So that's going to be it for the pitch session today. I just wanted to show you all of the drills that Omar and I were going to work on today, and we are going to train more regularly, as I said, so I'll try and upload these kind of partner exercise videos as often as I possibly can, because I know some of you do train with partners, so I'll try and give you some fresh ideas every time Omar and I get together. But if you did enjoy today's video, make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button for weekly training videos, and I will see you guys in my next video.